Is now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and welcome, Comptroller Lander, to Washington, D.C. I'm sitting here listening to the questions, and I've been thinking, why are we here today? I think we're here today because Republicans think it is bad that shareholders of companies get to decide how their companies that they own operate. They're upset because that some shareholders of some companies choose to emphasize things like the environment, like diversity and LGBTQ rights. And as different studies have been done on the companies that undertake environmental, social, and governance initiatives. And I've had the opportunity to talk to some of the CEOs and others. And what they've told me, why I said, why do you do these things? Often what they say to me is because it's good for business. It's good for their bottom line. That's why they do it. Here we are, and we continue to focus on everything else rather than confronting the President of the United States' gross mishandling of the economy. And I got to tell you, I never expected to see the day where a Republican president is taking 10% stake in an American manufacturer on dubious legal authority. But what surprises me more is that my Republican colleagues in Congress who say that they're for free market is entirely silent on this issue, if not supportive. And that's not to mention Donald Trump's trade war against the world. The economy is slowing, prices are increasing, and the unemployment rate is rising. Countries around the world are no longer sending us packages, and postal shipments are now down 80%. My Republican colleagues could do something about this if they demanded a vote on repealing the tariffs. Or what they could do? They could sign my discharge petition to get a vote on these tariffs that raises the taxes on American families. And that is the context for today's hearing. The president wants to bring paroism to the Potomac, and Republicans in Congress want to look the other way while arguing owners of a company should say less in how their company is ran. Comptroller Lander, my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, I believe, when this is what they're trying to do, they're trying to turn ESG into a boogeyman. But I want to ask you to clarify for the American people how this actually works. If a shareholder proposal gets a vote, does it only need 10% support to govern the company? Yes or no?
No, Congressman, it needs a majority.
More than 25%?
Well, I'm sorry,
No.
more than 10%, more than 25%.
More than 40%?
More than 40%.
Oh, I'm shocked. So it needs at least what? A majority is what you say?
50% plus one.
Okay, so a majority is needed to approve a proposal. What are the demographics of the shareholder base? Are they young, left-wing activists, the main holder of capital in this country?
They are not.
They're not. Okay, now, so the shareholders are disproportionately the founders and senior managers of a company, risk-adverse institutional investors, and working Americans interested in saving for retirement rather than culture wars. Would you say that better describes who these individuals are?
Yes, it does.
Great. Now, in the little time I have, I chair the ranking member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, and I'm concerned that they're making moves, Republicans are making moves now that would restrict investor shareholder rights and backfire on us because Europe is actively making itself more attractive to global investors, integrating its financial markets, and rolling out new reforms to deepen market access. For example, the European Commission even rebranded its Capital Markets Union as a new savings and investment union to channel more private investment into EU markets. So my question is, if we hamstring investors here in the United States by undermining their rights, won't pension funds like New York City's now just look other places and go overseas to put their money?
If we allow this to be adjudicated in 50 different state courts, we will see much less investment in U.S. capital markets.
The gentleman's time has expired. I now